here's the big question. How are entrepreneurs like us, who have been hustling and struggling to make it to success, who seem to make it one step forward only to fall two steps back, who are dedicated, determined, and driven, how do we finally break through and win? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Brian Kelly, and this is the Mind, Body, Business Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mind, Body, Business Show. I am pumped. I am amped. I am so excited. We have a very special edition of this very show for you here, right on the backside of Memorial Day. So let's just keep it going. Let's honor our veterans. Let's give them thanks for our fallen soldiers and for those who have served and are still with us, and for those that are currently serving. Let's give them all a big salute and a big thank you. We appreciate all of you. I have never served. My dad was in the Air Force. I have nothing but incredible respect for anyone who has gone through that process and served this great country, no matter what area you had served in. We have a phenomenal Marine Corps veteran and aviation expert on right now with us, Ben Ingram, and you are going to, yes, still learn a lot about business and marketing and learn from his experience, both from his military background and then how did that transition and stem into a business background. I've got to tell you from a personal standpoint that every single time I have met a veteran who is in the business space, they are the ones I would rather work with because they have gone through all of the incredible things that you have to go through as a military vet. And that is the discipline factor and having respect. And my gosh, this gentleman's calling me names that I've never been called, that I haven't been called in years, like sir, and he's very cordial. Thank you. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. We need more veterans out here doing business, starting up businesses, starting up nonprofits, because I'm telling you, they know how to get it done. And I'm just amped. I'm so excited. I'm going to start sweating any moment. This special edition, because of this, we have a t-shirt here, Warriors in Need. We're going to be talking about this incredible organization, not only from the standpoint of what it can do for our wonderful vets, also how Mr. Ben Ingram has applied his strategies and techniques to grow it as a business, because it is, even though it's a nonprofit, it is a business, and he is absolutely a phenomenal entrepreneur. And he just shared with me some super exciting news that they pulled on a brand new sponsor. I'll let him take that one and let you know what that's all about. So I have a very short intro tonight. That is it, because I want to get to this man, and I want to get to him only for the purpose of sharing him with you. You are going to love this guy as much as I do. We only met online several months ago. We scheduled this show. Finally here. I'm so happy it's here. Right after Memorial Day. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring him on, shall we? Yeah, let's shall.
It's time for the Guest Expert Spotlight. Savvy, skillful, professional, adept, trained, big league, qualified.
And there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is the one. It is the only Ben Ingram. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Welcome, buddy. Welcome to the show. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you, Brian. That was a great intro. I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
Oh, speaking of intros, just wait. We got more to bring on this amazing individual. Is that all right, Ben? Can I give you some more intro? Pump you up a little more?
All right, let's go.
Let's go. All right. Love it. Yeah. Marine Corps veteran, aviation expert, and dedicated entrepreneur on a mission to empower the veteran community. That is this man, Ben Ingram, as the founder of Warriors in Need. Come on now, WIN. What better acronym can you think of? That's amazing.
WIN.
He has recently established a 501c3 nonprofit, and he's passionately committed to serving people and supporting fellow veterans. Through WIN, they strive to provide essential resources and assistance to those who have bravely served our country. Oh, this is awesome. His journey in aviation has been nothing short of extraordinary, encompassing roles as a mechanic, a pilot, and airborne payload and weapons operator. Wow. With a wealth of experience in both military and civilian spheres, including serving the Navy as a DoD civilian in the weapons test community. You don't see that very often. He brings a unique blend of expertise to the table. Beyond his professional pursuits, he proudly embraces the roles of a loving father and husband, finding fulfillment in both family life and community service. And right before, I know that it's just a big tease so far, before we bring him on officially, formally, I'd like you all to take a look at this wonderful video spot of the man, the myth, the legend, Ben Ingram. Here we go.
To my fellow veterans, if you're feeling uncertain about your post-service career, we have a roadmap. We have opportunity here for you at Warriors in Need. We have the tools to help you realize how successful you can be in your post-service career. And we will help you every step of the way achieve your goals. We will overcome all obstacles and break through all barriers to accomplish this mission. Warriors in Need partners with companies to train and educate veterans and disabled veterans. It's not just about finding a job, it's about finding a meaningful career as they successfully transition and find their place in a new civilian life.
Boom. There you have it. Sign me up. What's that?
Sign me up.
Yeah, it's very inspirational, and I love the background music. I love your mission. I love the purpose of this. And we can kind of kick this off by discussing what is going on in one's mind, especially yours, when starting something like this up, not only starting it up, but then now trying to get it off the ground and grow it to where you are becoming self-fulfilled being. You have sponsorship, you have donations, you have what you need to keep this going for the veterans. This isn't for Ben Ingram, ladies and gentlemen. This is for his brothers and sisters and our brothers and sisters. We're all brothers and sisters in Christ. And I love this, man, because there's just so little not to love. I'm telling you. And so for you, Ben, when you get up in the morning and you have this facing you, I mean, I cannot imagine. Nonprofit, in my opinion, would be even harder to stand up and get rolling than a regular business, because you have to convince more people outside of yourself than yourself. You have to ask for people for donations, get people to sign on. Your mission has to be powerful, and it has to resonate with them in addition to just yourself. As a business owner myself, I don't have to answer anybody. Whatever I want to do, I just do it. But you have a different whole task to go through. So, going through this, I'm curious when you get up in the morning and you're realizing all of these arduous tasks are in front of you, some that are, seemingly not even able to be completed at times. I'm sure that's gone through your mind. You're looking for donors and sponsors. You're looking for team members to help out. I mean, day after day after day, there's got to be challenge after challenge. So for you, when you get up in the morning and you're coming to, what is going on in your big, beautiful brain that is keeping you driven, focused, disciplined, and just saying, I'm never going to quit? What is that one thing that is keeping you going and motivated?
Before I answer that, Brian, if I could just, on the heels of this Memorial Day, just remember for a moment our veteran brothers that gave everything so we could be here doing this and for this country. You will not be forgotten. And you are part of what motivates me every single day to do this. God, my family, the love for my family, my veterans, and the loss of one of my best friends to suicide. That's what is on my mind every morning when I get up, and motivates me to do this day after day.
And that's powerful. I mean, all of it. That's a lot of, we always say, find your why, because that why is what's going to keep you going no matter what, because there are tough times. We have these peaks and we have these valleys. And then there are times where, I know I've been through it, where I feel like, why don't I just throw in the towel? It'd be so much easier just to, go get a job and stay with that and just get the weekly or biweekly paycheck and just be comfortable. Why go through that? Now you're going above and beyond, doing this for other people, for a nonprofit, to help others. And so has that ever crossed your mind as you're going through this? I mean, it's been quite a while now that you've stood up this organization and you're building it. You're having success, as we were discussing just before the show opened, which I'm so excited for you for. But have there been times where you said, gosh, darn it, this is too much, too hard. I'm just going to throw in the towel. Has that ever crossed your mind?
Yes, it has. And most recently, just at the launch of the website, at the launch of our product, the Academy starts in about a month and a half. There's just so much to do. And, you're shorthanded, you're asking for volunteers, everybody's happy to give you a $30,000 or $40,000 support, but I need a $30,000 or $40,000 handshake. It's tough. And I was recently invited to an incredible birthday party, Hollywood style, down in Malibu. And I was I met with a reporter there, a prestigious LA reporter. I'll save the name. And she was interested in asking me about Warriors in Need, what we're doing, how we're supporting. And then about 5 or 6 minutes into the conversation, she just says, why are you doing this when there's so many other organizations out there that are already doing what you're trying to do? And in that moment, I thought, wow, what am I doing? Am I wasting all of these resources? Am I wasting my time and all of these wonderful people's time with this? It just, like, in that moment, I thought, holy cow, I gotta rethink all of this. And then it hit me, if this job was getting done, we wouldn't have over 100,000 veterans that have committed suicide since 9/11. We would possibly even have Josh here today. So this mission is not complete. This there's work to do, and it's, we're here, we're on scene, and we're here to help. Until we can make some sort of impact and get ahead of this thing, everybody that has the ability to help and provide needs to jump in and help us. There are some great organizations out there doing some great work, and I'm inspired by all of them. And, we are just arriving on the scene, but we are here, and this is a very real problem that needs our help. These veterans are in my backyard, aviation's in my front yard. We're going to help get as many veterans transitioned into our community and help them through these times, and help combat this suicide and homelessness issue that we're plagued with right now.
I'm like speechless, and that's like impossible. Brian, speechless? Are you kidding? I love what you're doing, your mission, your purpose. I love how it's going to impact. Warriors in Need is a perfect name for it. You shared with me some time ago how that even came into being, like the acronym, and it seemed like a proud moment for you. So how did you guys come up with this? This is like the greatest acronym on the planet for any kind of business organization. How did that come to be?
We're pretty proud of it. So we lost Josh, one of my best friends, to suicide in 2021, and we had known this was coming for a while. We saw him, declining and struggling. And Josh and I, we've been racing together, cars, bikes, anything we can race, since 1997. I still have my time slips from the Pomona Street Legal Drags, the first time we raced each other, him in his 1971 Cuda and me in my 1968 Roadrunner. Just some of the greatest memories over the last 30 years with Josh and racing and cars and bikes. Anyhow, we were using motorcycles as therapy. We were at the track a couple of times a month with Josh. And, sadly, there's some tragedy in his life, and we lost him. So on the heels of that, the family and I were sitting around the campfire at the racetrack, and we're trying to figure out what we're going to do going forward, how we're going to support. We had started a GoFundMe. We had raised about $10,000 cash in our GoFundMe for the family, and then we had purchased one of the motorcycles out of the estate to help out with burial fees and things like that, help the family out. Anyhow, sitting around the campfire, we were just thinking about how we wanted to do this, for the rest of our lives. We wanted to help. We want to be a part of, this community that's fighting veteran suicide. And so we thought we would host veterans at the track and teach them about this sport that we love. I even have a couple of paraplegic friends that ride motorcycles, and one that races on the track with us. And I thought, son of a gun, if I can set up a school, teach guys how to ride bikes, We just had this great idea. And so in the midst of all that, my 20-year-old son at the time, says, Dad, how about the name Warriors in Need? And I was like, wow, that sounds freaking awesome. Let's see if they got the website. And I start texting my friend who's in marketing. Hey, how do you get a website? Like, I didn't even know how to get a website. And I tell him the name. And he's like, there's no way, that's available. And James says, hey, Dad, I didn't even tell you the best part. The acronym is going to be WIN. And now I'm going nuts and Steven's going nuts. And next thing I know, Steven's going even crazier. He's like, hey, the website's available, warriorsinneed.com. It's there. So we get the website and off we go. We set up WIN, Warriors in Need, our trackside hospitality event, motorcycle training, racing, that's how WIN was born, on the racetrack in the memory of Josh.
That is phenomenal. And
it's evolved a little bit, but that was the beginning.
It has. And I remember when we first met, it was just online like this, getting to know each other several months ago. And I remember that you had a basic website up, and now that thing has taken off. It's got legs. It's doing wonderful. So I just want to pull that up for folks to get a visual of it. Those of you watching on the live here on the Mind Body Business Show. And if you're not, by the way, you need to get on over here. It's the mindbodybusinessshow.com, and you click on any button and it will tell you how and where to engage with us. We love engagement, answering questions, people saying hi, giving shout outs. Where are you from? All that great stuff. But there you see on the screen, for those of you watching, if you're listening on podcast only, it's warriorsinneed.com, and you'll see what we're seeing. And on this front page, it's phenomenal. You see that video we just played in the intro of the show is right there. And then you see donate to WIN, Warriors in Need. And they have all these other things. They now have a shop up. One of the first things I asked you, Ben, was, hey, man, how can I score one of those T-shirts? Do you have a place I can go buy that? We don't have that up yet, but we're working on it. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there it is. Woo-hoo.
There we go.
I love it. So when this arrived in my mailbox, I said, they must have this thing up and running now. This is awesome. I mean, come on, look at that American flag. That just pops right there. Oh, God, I love that. It's all white.
That looks good on you.
It just thanks.
That's the best look you ever had, Brian. Best look you ever had.
I'll get my wife to concur with that later. That'll be awesome. So this is great. And yes, everything is here, and everything you need to know about their mission is contained here. Just scroll down and you'll get an idea of the backstory, how they help. Talking about helping people that have been through the military who are thinking of committing suicide. And that's one of the reasons you're here, is to help prevent that from happening, to get the word out, to get more help to these warriors who need it. And you also do other things that I'd love for you to cover, which has to do with, mechanics and things, those that have been working on aircraft, and what you guys have planned for them and those that are leaving their military life and now getting into the regular life, how you're going to help with that transition. So if you want, go ahead and take it away on those 500,000 items I just talked about.
Right. Yeah. So our mission is to combat veteran suicide. And one of the tools in our shed is aviation maintenance. I've been in this industry for 30 years. I started out as a mechanic and a crew chief on a CH-46 helicopter in the Marine Corps. So this is a space I've been in for my entire life. And we're using the OJT path. There's two paths to becoming a licensed aircraft mechanic. One is to go to a trade school. It's about $50,000 for a 2-year program, or buried deep in the federal regulation, there is an OJT path that you can utilize as well. That's the path I took post Marine Corps. So I knew the path, and I wanted to actually host veterans at my own shop and put this together myself. While we were coming up with ideas on how to do this, one of my close friends had told me that a local maintenance organization had already stood up an academy using the same OJT program. I reached out to them and explained to them what I wanted to do with the veterans, and they were just super excited to take us on as a partner and add a class, the very first veteran class, to the schedule July 15th of this year. So this this OJT program, the academy, Yes, go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
Just real quick, OJT, I'm assuming that's on the job training.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah,
No worries,
on
no
the
worries.
job, on the job training. So what we do is we'll sign, we'll get veterans to apply for this OJT training, this on the job training. There's no real prerequisite, just being a veteran and interested in mechanics. It doesn't matter if you're motor T, if you're a 0311, if you're a mortarman, or if you're a helicopter crew chief. Doesn't matter. Everybody's welcome. Obviously, your background may, help you propel through the program a little bit faster at a different pace, but that's okay. Everybody that's accepted to the academy is actually offered a paying position. They get hired into Standard Aero. They work for the company somewhere between $25 and $30 an hour to start with, based on experience and background. And then they'll start this 90-day academy where we teach the veterans just the very basics about business aircraft, and in particular, Gulfstreams, some of the most incredible aircraft we have in our industry. Actually, one of the leaders in business aircraft. So once the veterans graduate the 90-day academy, they'll move out onto the floor and work directly for a lead for the next 18 to 30 months, working on their airframe and power plant license, and they're off on their aviation career. Their growth and how fast they make it through the program, some of that depends on, the time they put in, their background. If some of these veterans come from the aviation community already, they actually have OJT that we can pull out of their training files and apply to this program and accelerate them. So all of that we will handle for them while they're going through the program. We'll show them exactly, how to get ahead and how to complete this program successfully.
That is fantastic. And there are so many great things about this OJT. So they're learning a craft while they're earning an income. Is that correct?
That's exactly right. Learning a craft while earning income.
And you've got, these are, I almost don't like saying former military. They are still military. They will always be in their heart because you guys form this bond, and it's just something that is with you forever. I met a guy the other day. I went to a cigar shop to buy a couple cigars. My son was going to come over, so we like to go out in the back and have a good time together. And this great man walked in. I've never met him before. Tall, slender, and aged. He was probably in his 70s. He grabbed a cigar. He had this huge smile on his face. He came to the front and he just threw a 5 onto the counter. He is a regular. So he said something, but he had this big cheerful attitude, and he said something. He looked at both the person behind the cash register and he looked at me and acknowledged we were both there and smiled and just chatted it up. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he dropped a hint that he had served. He wasn't trying to make it known. It just happened through conversation. And I said, "Oh, did you serve?" He goes, "Yes, I did. Vietnam." And he told me the years, like, "Oh my God." So I stopped right there. I said, "Thank you, sir." He stopped and I walked toward him and I reached out my hand and he shook it. And that's what I do with every vet I ever see. Thank you, Ben, as well, for your service, and everyone associated with you. Please extend that heartfelt thanks to everybody you ever come in contact with from a civilian who's never served. I am so grateful. You have no idea.
Hey, the next best thing you can do is support. And I do the same thing. I shake veterans' hands myself. I'm very thankful for every one of them. And I wouldn't do it any other way. It was perfect.
Yeah. There's and then everything that you guys and gals stand for, when, like I said, when you guys come out, I have not met one that wasn't like, oh gosh, just so respectful. So you can sense the discipline that they learned going through all of the boot camp and whatever else it's called, and whatever different lines of service you came in. But you're like amongst the baddest of the badasses from being a Marine, because everyone hears a Marine like, oh man, if I'm in a dark alley somewhere, no, I want to be with you. Not, I want you next to me. Not, I don't want to be in there with you. No. I want you by my side, brother.
It's a great brotherhood. I'm very proud to be part of it.
Oh man. And then
very humbled to be part of it.
Is it true that we should never say ex-Marine or former Marine?
Yeah, never. It's once a Marine, always a Marine. It never goes away.
One guy told me that at one point. I was like, okay, don't hurt me. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean anything about it. He was a friend. We were just having fun. But I asked another one who said, no, that's not a big deal. I'm like, I'm not sure. But I'll just go with the safe side and just say, Marine, Ben Ingram. We got to do it that way. Have some fun. Speaking of fun, do you allow fun into your life? I mean, you're going through a very deep emotional process with this for a big reason, for literally a fallen brother of yours who committed suicide. And that's just horrific. I can't imagine the emotions it went through. What do you do to carve out time to have fun with the business itself and or your family? Because it's so important that we kind of let loose now and then and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, that's a good question. And, it's tough because there's a lot of work to do. I'm a bit of a workaholic. My wife's reminding me all the time that I got to take some time off. So, we're a racing family. We love racing. My wife and I visited the Grand Prix back in the day in Long Beach, and that carried on to my kids. They all love going to the racetrack, and some of them even racing motorcycles with me. I love to race super bikes. It's a passion of mine. Really enjoyed doing that with Josh. So I really miss him, and I miss that part of my life. So we recently took some time off, and the family likes to camp. We've got a camper, a little trailer we haul around, and we went up to Laguna Seca to the Ferrari Challenge weekend. Watched a bunch of supercars and X cars roll around the track. My girls were there, my wife, the dog. We're just all there having a good time, camping, listening to loud cars, and just enjoying ourselves. So a lot of fun. We still do it. I definitely make some time, not enough. And I haven't been on the bike in almost 9 months, maybe 10 months now. So I'm itching, but there's work to do. I think once we get this academy off the ground and a couple of these boxes checked, we can throttle back a little bit. But right now we're right at the peak. We've got that boulder, and it's almost to the top of the hill. So just a little bit further, and we can relax just enough. Maybe not let the rope go slack, but take some time for us, regenerate, and come back at it.
Wow, I can so relate to the workaholic mindset, and that almost crushed our relationship some time ago because of me. Oh, look at that. Kelly Heffernan says, hi, Mr. Ben. So proud of you.
I love you, Kelly. She's a great family friend. That's awesome. We have spectators. That's awesome.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And oh my gosh, there were so many things I was going to comment on when you said everything you just said. It was so amazing about having fun, because and this is important that this gets brought up to the forefront for everyone out there, men, women alike, is it can consume your life completely. If you are that passionate about something, you love doing it, then it doesn't feel like work at times. And it's something you just enjoy doing. You get used to doing it. And then you realize, my gosh, if I just keep working harder, we'll finally get to that pinnacle that we were looking for, and maybe dial it down, which, that's a very common thought process. I was in a point where I was commuting to work. I was working a full-time job. I'd come home. That was my full-time job. Then I'd do my entrepreneurial job for another 5-6 hours. This is after a 2-hour round trip commute, actually more than 2-hour round trip. And, my wife's telling me dinner's ready. I'm upstairs banging away. Yeah, I'll get there. I would actually get angry at times. Like, I'm working, and I'm like, looking back, what an idiot I was. God, but thankfully I'll never forget. We're in a park it was an event for our kids. And she pulled me to the side and says, we need to talk. It's like, we all know what that means, don't we, husbands? And so thankfully she did, because yesterday we celebrated our 35th year of being married together.
Congratulations.
Communication. Thank you. Communication's key. But please, everyone, including Mr. Ben Ingram, have some fun in your life, carve it out, and get some good needed rest. And man, I just know you're going to crush it even more. And speaking of that, you had to me, this was news, brand new news, because you didn't have this in place before. You were telling me, hey, you have an older shirt. I want you to get the newer shirt. And so I'm leaving that as a segue, yes, for you to explain, why did you tell me that? Is there some big news that came out? I'd love to hear about that.
Well, and these are the reasons why I can't stop. Every day, these new things pop up, and they need to be addressed. But you're right. It's difficult to find balance, but you have to. I'm married for 30 years this year, and I have a loving and beautiful wife and 4 kids that remind me all the time, hey, we're here too. And they support, but they're absolutely right. We'll grind ourselves to the bone, and we can't do that. We have other responsibilities too. But to your point there, yes, we have all kinds of great sponsors. And one of our most recent sponsors is Snap-on Tools. And it's a partnership that's giving us an incredible discount on tools. It's going to allow us to provide some of the best tools that as a craftsman, as a mechanic, that you can possess to our mechanics as they graduate the academy. So I'm super proud, and I cannot wait to have a toolbox and a set of tools out there for these veterans to actually be able to see and put their hands on, this equipment that, once they finish their academy and they move out on the floor and start their OJT program, they're going to go out there with the best tools the industry has to offer. And we thank Nick and Snap-on Tools for making that possible for us.
Oh, wow. And so please emphasize how great quality these are, because I had a different impression many, many years ago when Craftsman was the de facto one to go with. But it sounds like Snap-on has met and surpassed their quality and a lot of things about them. And you, better than anybody, know you've used their tools in your vocation. So tell us, like, how great are they? Are they fantastic?
Incredible. There's none better. It's when I was a young mechanic, I ran out there with my Craftsman tools and my Harbor Freight tools, and I'm sorry, Craftsman, Harbor Freight, but you think you're getting the job done until you get to some close tolerance, high temperature turbine engine, and you break your sockets off, and you've stripped out a bolt, and now it's thousands of dollars and hours of special labor and lasers to take a case apart that you should have had pulled apart in about 30 minutes. You get those close tolerance, high strength Snap-on tools on the project, and you're done in short order. So there's nothing like them. Every toolbox out on the floor here is a Snap-on and has a bunch of Snap-on tools in it.
That's fantastic. And you mentioned also to me before we came on that folks that go through your OJT and they become certified, or they reach the end. What kind of time does that take? What's the prerequisite for that? And then when they're done, what do they get?
So yeah, our hope is that we can provide a Snap-on tool chest with a set of tools once they graduate the 90-day academy. That's the beginning of their OJT program. When they graduate the academy and move out onto the floor to work under the wings and of the leads, and actually begin to maintain and use their craft out on the floor, they'll roll out onto the floor with a brand new set of Snap-on tools. That's the goal here. And the biggest hurdle was, getting the partnership with Snap-on, and we have that partnership now.
And congratulations! I'm so freaking happy for you guys.
We're super excited. I wish I had this when I started.
I'm thinking, man, I may go through the academy just for the tools. 90 days, that ain't that much of a commitment. That's pretty good.
We'll sign you up. Come on, Brian.
Can we be non-military?
The academy is for everybody. Honestly, we are. We're fortunate to have this partnership and have Standard Aero dedicate classes to the veterans and partner with us on this mission. But they do accept non-veteran applicants as well. So this isn't exclusive to veterans. We just have a partnership and an agreement for a certain number of veteran students to go through this academy. Brian, this is our first academy, and should we be successful, Standard Aero is a nationwide company. The hope is, and the discussion is, to take this to 5 of their 50 locations, but the 5 largest that can accommodate this academy. So we could be in Augusta, Georgia, Houston, Texas, I believe Springfield, Illinois. They've got locations all over the country. So if we're successful, and I know we will be, once we're successful, we're going to take this thing across the nation.
Oh, fantastic. And when you get to come out to Florida for any reason, give us a call because we got a room for you, buddy. You don't have to pay for any hotel.
You got it.
You are here. Oh, Billy Quilligan says, I know Ben. He is so passionate about win. It's incredible. Great guy in every way and very well spoken. Bravo, with many applause.
Thank you, Billy. That's a good friend of mine right there. Love that man.
And it's obvious he also loves you as well. And you know what? I barely know you, but I love you. You're just an awesome man. And what you're doing, so love you as a brother in Christ. Love you and just for what you're doing for others, your heart. You're an amazing guy. And anyone who crosses paths with you is definitely blessed to have done so. No matter how deeply they got to know you. I'm blessed. I've gotten to know you better than probably 90% of the people that'll go to your website. That will, hopefully not, because you'll probably be out there being the spokesperson, going from place to place, taking your family with you on these wonderful exotic locations everywhere you go to speak, and having a great time doing it.
I like that. I love that.
Yeah.
My wife is listening right now. So.
Oh, is she on the side doing the Arsenio?
Yeah. She's probably writing down all those locations.
Sorry. I'll apologize now. Don't hurt me.
Some long overdue trips.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So let's shift gears back to business. So
okay.
I would imagine that you have read some books in your journey to learn what you've learned to help you to build this incredible organization. Like, I'm wondering what business related book has inspired you the most. I'm just curious if there's any book you could think of, anyone at all. What?
I have the book.
Yes. That was a super surprise.
Hey, by the way, it's a great book, Brian. Great book. I'll tell you what though. I'd like to say I've read more books. I don't have a huge library of books, but I do love to read. And I love to read about leaders and, just entrepreneurs. I love it. But I got to be honest. You guys are all saying the same thing. You're just saying it in a different way. Yep. And it's just awesome to, just to see the different perspectives and just have those aha moments like, oh, that's this. Here's how I apply that already. Or oh, that's a great tool I can use. I'm going to add that to my quiver of arrows here. But yeah, that's definitely one. But I'd be remiss in my duties as a business owner and professional if I didn't show this book right here.
Oh yes, I'm reading that one right now.
Yeah, game changer, pivotal moment in my life. We don't have enough time in the podcast to tell this story, but this is the greatest book that I've read and has had the most impact on me since I've read this book. Extreme Ownership. This is Jocko Willink and Leif Babin, and I encourage anybody, a parent, a leader, whatever, just some high school student. You buy it for your children. It's an incredible book. There are incredible rules, very simple. And if you apply these techniques, anybody can be successful. If you really understand and learn extreme ownership and the rules that they teach, anybody can be successful.
Yeah. And I love how they ping pong back and forth. One talks business, the other one comes in and talks about a military experience, and they are always intertwined, and it makes it riveting. And you're like listening, like, and I keep thinking, my God, this stuff really happened. I had to keep telling myself, these dudes were they were in it. I mean, in the worst.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, we used to tell stories about our bullshit back in the 90s, deploying to Somalia or, whatever, but we don't even tell our stories anymore. These guys are the real deal, and when you have men's lives, when you have your brother's lives in your hands every day, you can't make a mistake. Their leadership has to be spot on, has to be perfect, because it's detrimental. And the way they can take military experience and turn that into an example of how we can apply those techniques in business it's awesome. It's incredible. So on the heels of reading that book, I actually quit my government job. I came right back to business aviation, threw myself in the trenches, and started all of this that I'm doing right now. So that was a pivotal moment. A great book for me.
And you've obviously had impact on many people with your leadership style. If you don't mind, I'm going to share a little thing that happened right before we came on. And that was you needed someone to make an update to your website. And we had 10 minutes to go before we went on air. He said, would it be okay if I called my guys? I said, absolutely. We got 10 minutes. That's forever. He not only called one, he called two. And I'll let you know, Ben, it has been fixed. I already checked it. And so,
oh, really?
Yes.
I love these guys. Look, Brian, you asked me about, leadership and having a business, things like that. How are you successful? What are some of the most important tools for being successful? The most important tool is people.
Yes.
and relationships.
Yes.
You have got to build relationships with as many people as you can. Be helpful, be kind, and those people will help you succeed. And I can't tell you how many amazing people I have met on this journey. My friend group has grown immensely. There are just, I can't say enough about the people that are getting involved right now, getting on board with this. And you just saw that firsthand. Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
thank you, Zach. And thank you, Stephen. Two amazing people in my life.
Do you see that? Everybody watching and listening who is aspiring to start a business, whether it's nonprofit or for profit, this is how you treat the people that work with you. I never say anybody, I don't care, employee, VA, janitor, they don't work for me. They work with me. Nobody works for me. We're a team. And I see you have that team mentality when it comes to your team as well. Oh, we have somebody you probably know. Goes by the name of Mitch L., which I think is Michelle. With Benny on your team, you can only win. Love you, honey. Do you know that person by chance? Any?
I might know her.
And this one's awesome. Is Karen McCullough said, just ordered some merch. Good job, Ben.
Let's go. Get that merch out there.
That's right. And as a quick reminder, I am going to do this more than I normally do because there's such a great reason for it. And that is to make sure to go to their website and donate. Maybe order merchandise or just donate directly. There it is. I was looking for my magical button to bring it up. So please go to warriorsinneed.com and donate any amount you can. And I'll put that up on the screen so you can see exactly where you can go. Maybe I will very soon. We'll get my button straight. And here it comes. So you'll see it sticks out right there, that nice yellow donate button. Click that, or you can go to, yes, they can go there, support win, and then donate there. And there's some cool merch, as our audience member just stated. There's a t-shirt that both Ben and I are sporting. Oh, I love this thing.
With the new Snap-on logos.
Yes.
We got our flag.
So yeah, I'm gonna order a couple of shirts, one for myself, one for my son, to have the Snap-on well represented, because I appreciate them for sponsoring you guys. So let's help everybody we can. And then, my gosh, the hat, come on now. And then a sticker, just go in there, do whatever you can, buy a set for your family, or donate, or do both. Do both would be even better, because the more you help Ben and his organization, you can tell what a stand-up guy is, how passionate he is. So think about that. Your money is going into an organization that Ben is the leader of. And can you imagine anyone else you would want to be the leader of that organization? I can't. He is passionate about what he's doing. He's going to put that money to the best use he possibly can. He has scored Snap-on tools. Come on. It's only going to go crazy from here. And every dollar you put into this is going to help it get that much farther. And the real reason isn't for Ben and his organization. It is to help veterans, those that are potentially thinking about suicide or are in need of skills and training and a job once they get out. He's also got that set up. So many other things I'm sure coming down the pike. And maybe you have some, I don't know, maybe I've not touched on all of them. Maybe I have so far, but you probably have ideas going in the future. I'm only imagining.
Brian, we have so many ideas and so many partners and sponsors. We have not abandoned our our motorcycle racing hospitality idea. We actually sponsor a youth race team. So if anybody's into motorcycle racing, please look up Fernandez Racing. They race the Junior Cup at Moto America. They do about 6 events per year. Jaden and Juliana are, top tier performers. They get on the podium and they're wearing our colors. We partner in that sponsorship with an awesome company called Lido Factory, who actually makes all of our apparel, our canopies, all of our equipment for our fundraisers. So obviously we have Standard Aero, we have the Academy, we have Snap-on Tools. We also are partnered with our own company. I don't know that we really touched on this, but to support and kick off all of this, we acquired an aircraft cleaning company last year, and the company's called GH Graham. We're based in the LA and Burbank area, cleaning business aircraft. GH Graham is a sponsor of Warriors in Need as well, and that's my first personal business, really. We did try a business years ago, but this one it's very successful, and using those tools that we talked about, caring about people. We have a profit sharing program that allows all of our employees to have a piece of the business. Wow. And, in return, they come in happy every day to turn out the best work and the best product. We are probably the leading cleaning company in this area. And I expect we'll just grow and just, go vertical from here. But very grateful for all of our sponsors, all of our friends, everybody that's helping us in this mission.
And I don't know if it's still true or not. I remember the first time we met and talked, I believe at that point, there wasn't anyone that's working in your organization that actually was pulling in any kind of salary to do so. Was that true then?
That was true. Yes, that is absolutely true.
And so if that hasn't changed, we want that to change for sure, so that the people doing the work have more incentive to do it. I mean, come on, we all have to actually eat food and, pay our mortgages and stuff. And so are you getting to that point, do you think?
We're not quite there yet. We have a couple of contractors that are helping us, and they're super key players in getting us over this hump. But no, we haven't. We're not to the point where we can have full-time employees that can keep this machine turning. But we're getting close, and that's why through public donations and things like that, we can buying the merch. 100% of the profits go back to Warriors in Need. These are all ways, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, and spread the word. Help us, help the veterans and help us fight veteran suicide, please.
I love it. And I did all that on purpose, Ben. I asked you those questions because what that does is it further solidifies what an incredible leader you are. Because 2 gentlemen that you called with no notice said, we have what'd you say, a three alarm fire, a 3 alarm alert, something. It was like, whoa, really?
We have a prairie fire emergency.
Yeah. And 2 guys who are not getting paid to do what they do responded in literally minutes.
Yes.
And that shows incredible leadership. I just want to give you a big kudos, Ben, because that's proof right there. If anyone ever needs proof, I will tell you right there, that is proof, because they are doing this on a volunteer basis at the moment. And so kudos.
They are. I love these guys so much for what they do for us. They believe in the mission, and I can't say enough about them.
My goodness, this is just, I'm looking through the website and I'm in awe of what you guys have achieved in just the short period of time between the last time you and I spoke, with nothing but volunteers. And I shouldn't say nothing but, because I don't want to demean it in any way, but everything.
We have 9 veterans that are on our radar for the program on July 15th. We have 3 that are going to interview next week, and hopefully another 4 or 5 that'll interview shortly after. Our goal is to get 15 veterans signed up. So, if there's any veterans out there, if you know any veterans that are needing to transition or, interested in aviation and aviation maintenance career, this is the perfect program to start your aviation maintenance career. I wish this was available when I was starting. we will propel veterans, to the top in short order. It took me 30 years to get. I'm at the pinnacle. I'm a maintenance director for a prestigious LA-based company. I couldn't be happier with where I'm at. I always wanted to be here in my general aviation career. I'm there. I'm here. And so now I'm going to help others get here, and we can get them to the same place that I'm at right now. And I would say realistically 3 to 5 years. So it may seem like a little bit of a grind, but it will pay off in the end. This is a phenomenal industry. We're shorthanded for personnel. We have awesome aircraft to work on. There's travel. There's phenomenal tooling. There's camaraderie. There's a ton of veterans here. Nick and I are close to this whole thing. Nick Matthews is my partner in all this. Next time we need to get Nick on here with us. He's my Marine Corps brother and partner in all of that we're doing here. Without him, GH Graham wouldn't be as successful as it is. But we're going to keep our hands on this personally and make sure that all these vets that sign up will graduate and become successful mechanics like we are.
Is it Nick Matthews?
Yeah, Nick Matthews.
I was
Yes.
just looking at your. So I mean, you already have this incredible organization all set up, and I'm doing this on purpose so that future sponsors and those of you who are looking to donate can see this is not a fly-by-night organization. It is anything but. It has been thought of and worked on from top to bottom. Look at the number of people that he has working with him right now. Not a single person on salary. Oh, I saw C-130. I've worked on those. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
As a civilian.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out to Nick Matthews. Awesome Marine. He's been in the industry for 30 plus years, and I couldn't have a better business partner in this right now. Just awesome leader. The team loves him, and he's out on point for GH Graham, and he's shoulder to shoulder with me in the trenches on Warriors in Need every day. Jen Opke, retired colonel. She's a Black Hawk pilot, combat vet. She's just an incredible human, brings a wealth of knowledge, experience, ideas. She's led with so many, so many things that have helped push us and propel us forward in the last year. Nate Forsh, a Marine, phenomenal leader. He handles the finance. Marine that knows money, I don't know. That's kind of questionable, but anyhow, this guy is just, he's a huge supporter. He fell in love with our organization the minute we introduced it to him and he's there every week, just grinding away on the accounting end of this thing, and supporting through local VFWs and other organizations that he's part of here. So love him to death. And then Zach Valadon, just a awesome human. He's actually my son, and he is a phenomenal writer. He's an incredible musician. He supported several nonprofits in the past, worked in grant writing and things like that. So he brings a ton to the table for us. So we've got an awesome team, and we actually have a lot of others, great people stacked up to come on board. So, we're getting there, Brian. We're getting close.
That was like calling out the starting defensive line in an NFL football game. That was cool. You know what? You know what?
Awesome.
Yeah. You know what would be really awesome? You know how they're putting all those sometimes crazy sayings on the back of their helmet in that white foam area? I think they should put win. Come on.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
That
would be really cool. Oh,
yeah.
if we could get the NFL on board.
Woo. And then
do you know somebody? Do you know somebody?
Yeah, that would. I wish I did, man. I would be all over that. And the NBA, Major League Baseball, all of it. I mean, come on. They should stamp every bat with win. That would be awesome.
We just need to call Taylor Swift. And we're in.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Oh my God. Thinking of good. See, you're so good. We're only 5 minutes out from the end of this show already. I cannot believe it.
There's so much more to tell. We got to do it again.
Absolutely. I would love to have you on. Let's do that. Let's plan it, have a check-in. You can call how long you want to do it from the future, because what we'll do is we'll check in and see how the organization's doing by then. So it'll be kind of a accountability fulfillment show, if you will.
We should have the first class graduating October 15th or so, and we'll have a large event, a graduation ceremony. Maybe we can line something up there.
Okay, quick question on that. Is that going to be in the same area, like the LA area?
Yes. Yeah, that's the academy. The Startup Academy is in Van Nuys, California, which is LA.
Okay, I know where that is. Yep, I did a lot of time in Burbank working for some of the major contractors to the DoD for sure.
Okay. Yeah, that's where I'm based out of. I'm in Burbank. So if anybody listening, wants to come down, have a look, get any sort of orientation, I'm here all the time. Come on down. I'm happy to show everybody what we're doing. We'll tour some airplanes. We'll check out the FBOs. It's like JJ the jet plane when you walk out on the ramp here. You got the trains, you got the big heavy haulers, you got all the corporate aircraft. It's awesome. It's a great place to be.
See, just right there, the love, the passion, it's just oozing. It's dripping down the monitor right now. This is awesome.
I love it. I can't hide it. I love what I do. I love the people I work for. I work for some of the most incredible people. And yeah, I want everybody to have a little piece of this.
All right. Speaking of piece of this, I've got something I normally give away as a gift to one lucky winner of the show as a drawing. And I've decided that everyone and anyone who enters to win will be a winner. And so it's a 5-night vacation stay at a 5-star luxury resort in a resort of your choosing. They're I mean, you can't choose any resort out there. There are some, but they are all over the world. It's not one of those things where they're going to say welcome and then drag you down to the basement, strap you in a chair, water drip torture you, and try to sell you on a timeshare. It's not that. It's not that. It is a bona fide, genuine, no kidding vacation stay, and it's all compliments of Reach Your Peak. You see their emblem up there on the upper right. And I'm going to be giving that away to everyone who enters to win. I don't care how many enter. We're going to give it away. How's that sound? All in honor of
thank you.
Ben Ingram and Warriors in Need. That is not helping him directly, but I hope that will spur you to say, maybe I should give back and maybe donate to Warriors in Need. I hope that's what happens. But if it doesn't, that's okay too. Go ahead and enter to win. I'll show you how to do that after the last question. Ben, I used to ask this question on occasion. I've been doing this show for 5 years. And the answers came back so profoundly. I finally woke up and said, oh my gosh, I need to end every show with this question.
Oh, man.
Oh, it is like the bomb, brother. And it's not because of the question. It's because of the answers.
I'm a U.S. Marine, and I'm reserving the right to tell you that I don't like surprises.
I'm so glad we're like a nation apart right now physically. And hopefully you'll forget by the time we meet in person. But
okay,
it is a profound question, and it's a really cool question. Before we jump into that and close the show out with incredible power with that question, here is how you enter to win. Everyone who enters wins this prize. I'm going to put it up on the screen. You must be watching this live, and there are a good number of you on here. So I hope you all take us up on this offer. And one more caveat. It is only good for folks who live in the United States. Apologies up front, but that is what it's not my prize. I have a contract with a company who gives it away. So Canada and other ones, maybe Canada, I'm not sure. But hey, enter to win, see what happens. You never know. All right, so here it is. I'll put it up on the screen real quick. Then we'll come back to the mighty Ben Ingram. So what you want to do is go to ryp.im/vacation. I would actually suggest you write that down, and don't go there right now. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Write this down, ryp.im/vacation. I'll give you a couple more moments to find a pen and paper or whatever your favorite method of taking notes. Ben, by the way, guest experts are included in this giveaway. So you'll want to make sure to take note of that as well and enter.
Babe, sign up.
Yes, ryp.im/vacation. So not to worry, everyone. You can actually do this right after we sign off. I want you to be present and focused on Ben's answer to this amazing question so that you don't miss it. So write it down, and then after we say so long for the night, then go ahead and enter. We will be monitoring it for long after the show is over, so don't worry about that. And then you will get your notification that you are a winner, because all you have to do is enter. That's it. Every entry wins tonight. This is special. I can't wait. I think Ben's writing it down. I hope he was. If not, your wife is probably doing that. She's probably entering it right now. I love it. That was it, Mish L. That was awesome. Oh man. So a real quick word here, Ben. So what I plan to do with your answer amongst all of my previous is add them to a compilation book. And the title of the book is going to be the very question itself. And so the reason I tell you that is a 2-word answer probably won't fill up many pages of that book.
Oh, man. All right. Some pressure. I think
the buildup is pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for that thumbprint. I'll use that later. So here's the thing. There's 2 great things about this question, though, Ben. Number 1 is there is no such thing as a wrong answer. It doesn't exist. It's not a quiz. It's not a test. It's just the opposite. That is the cool thing, is the only correct answer will be yours because it will be unique to you. I know this. I've been doing this a long time, and I have not had 2 people yet answer it the same way. That's why it's so profound. So with this just slight little bit of buildup, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go. Hit me with it.
I love it. All right, here we go. Ben Ingram, how do you define success?
That's a good one. I define success when everybody's smiling and I can feel the warmth in my heart. I know that you're probably looking for a little more than that, but it's that simple. You know, when everyone that's in your life, around you, all the employees, everybody that's put their hard work and effort into what we're doing, into supporting us, is smiling every day. And, you know, you just feel that warmth in your heart that you're doing the work that God has called us to do. That's success right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Ingram right there. The man, the myth, and soon to be the legend because of when and because of who he is as a person. I wish there were more authentic, God-fearing, beautiful men like you in the world, Ben. I appreciate you. I know we will be lifelong friends. I have no doubt. And anytime you're in Florida, you and your wife, you're welcome to hang your hat in our house. We bought this house to share it. We just got here last September.
All right. We love Florida. We're coming.
Love it. And we'll either have a boat by then or we'll rent one and we'll go out and have some fun. We have got the ocean channel right off our back patio here.
Perfect.
Gulf is just the other side across the street from the front. We're ready for you. We'll have some fun. There's your fun right there. Come on. Let me know. Ink the deal. You don't even need to win the prize. It's included in this deal. It's a package deal.
Done.
All right. I love it. Good. I'm dead serious. So
I appreciate you, Brian. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the amazing, incredible Ben Ingram, I am your host, Brian Kelly of the Mind Body Business Show. That is it for us for this episode. We cannot wait to see you again on the next one. Until then, everyone, please do 2 things. Just 2 things is all I ask. Number 1, go out and crush it in your business so that you can serve more people. And number 2, above all else, to a person, please be blessed. Take care. We'll see you again very, very soon. Thank you for tuning in to the Mind Body Business Show podcast at www.themindbodybusinessshow.com. My name is Brian Kelly.